Now don't tell my wife that I will admit my mistakes. Please don't do that. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, Mark.
Dr. Sharples,
I've already said nice things about you. Now what else do you want?
you woke me up.
I apologize. It won't happen again.
You've mentioned partnerships and collaboration. How do you see the future of the collaboration between public schools and the community college in spite of or due to future legislation?
Yeah, you know, I don't know what's coming down the road, coming down the pipe legislatively, Mike. I think we can all expect that we're going to be forced to consider collaborative and to engage in collaborative enterprises. Just the money is not going to be there as it has been, as it's been structured in the past. And I think that's a good thing. But to do that, some walls are going to have to come down, and don't think that's all that applicable to the community college. But there are some hierarchies and bureaucracies that are going to have to be gotten around, if you will, or dealt with to make that happen. We were talking earlier about schools are closing. What happens when maybe the population growth starts to tick up again? Are they going to want to reopen those schools and operate them? Or are we going to be able to deliver online education to those students? Or are we going to have space here for those? I don't know, but those are certainly some things that we're going to have to consider. And again, I think it's going to strengthen what we do for the community.
Back at the back.
What's your view as we're growing as far as maintaining our older buildings, upgrading our older buildings, or building new buildings? What's your views on that?
Again, we were discussing some of that at lunch, Wanda, and I think the economy has answered the question about new buildings for us for quite some time. I don't foresee that. And I don't know, understand what I'm saying, I don't have the knowledge yet to know whether or not we need new buildings. Okay, that's something we're going to have to talk about and see what the enrollment trends are. I know we need to continue to maintain the ones that we have, obviously. And please understand, I'm not saying we don't need it, and I'm saying I don't know. That's just something that we're all going to have to take a look at as far as new facilities. Yes.
With you being on the chamber, in regards to our small business center, industrial training, career, do you see the chamber working to try to get business in here, which would benefit the departments?
Certainly it does. I think that's one of the entities that works hard to attract new industries and to encourage existing industries to expand. Certainly the economic development board works in that area as well. And I know Tanya and Ed and others work very closely with those groups, because that's one of the first questions. We were talking at lunch, Lonnie Swanner, Tanya's predecessor, took some trips abroad. He went to Germany. And when I was working with new industry, I went to Buffalo. Okay, there's something wrong there. But when a company is considering staying in the county, one of the first things they're going to want to know about is the quality of the workforce. And often, the workforce here is not going to have the skill set a new industry needs. When they come, they're going to depend on us to provide the training for their new employees to acquire that new skill set. So there are many different groups. And again, the collaboration of those groups is going to be critical to be successful in that area. Hey, Heather.
Many of us have worked with you as vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how your role will be different as president versus vice president.
I won't do anything. I mean, you know, just sit in the chair and smoke big cigars is what I intend to do. The president has to look at things holistically. And I think I have an advantage there. It's an advantage for me in that I have worked in academics. I have taught. I've worked in continuing education. I was the development director Obviously, I worked in student development, I worked in admissions, I worked in financial aid. As I said, y'all tried to find something I could do properly. So I think I do have a broad-based background in the various areas of the school and how they are integrated into ensuring institutional focus on achieving the mission of the college. So I think that's one of my main roles would be to maintain, to ensure that everybody stays focused on what we're trying to accomplish and how each of the groups that I just mentioned and others are going to work together to do that.
Going along with that question, do you see your management style changing any versus vice president's position? Because we have worked with you as a
Right,
vice
right. I don't think so, Don. I have a bat beside my desk at Piper, and that seems to work well. No, what I want, what I foresee as a leader is to ensure that my colleagues, to the greatest degree possible, have the resources necessary to do your job, and to ensure an air of creativity and entrepreneurship, but also open communication. Don't stop me if you've heard this story before, because you probably have. When I was 8 or 10 years old, I pushed my bike up to the gas station to, the tire was flat. I was going to put air in it. And as you might imagine, there were some guys sitting outside on the bench, chewing tobacco, whittling, whatever, telling lies. And they saw me roll my bike up there and begin to pump it up. And of course, I'm, like I said, 8 or 9 years old, start pumping up the tire, and of course I blew it up. I mean, boom, scared you know what out of me. And one of the guys started laughing, just laughed and laughed and said, "I knew you were going to do that." And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I won't tell you exactly what I thought. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that I was going to do this and this is what was going to result? So I guess that's what I'm going to, that's part of my management style. If I'm going to blow up the tire, let me know. I want to know. I do, because I trust that each of you has the best interest of the college at heart. And if I'm doing something that's going to blow up that tire, let me know.
So you were their entertainer.
Yeah, how about that? You know how much it cost for a bicycle tire? Two back in those days? I don't either, but it was a lot. Yeah, Tom.
I went to a workforce development conference a couple of weeks ago. One of the lecturers was Dean at UNC Charlotte. He was talking about in the future, like 5 years down the road, the top jobs don't even exist.
Right.
How do we get out in front of that? What do we do at the college to help facilitate those new jobs that don't exist now?
Yeah, and again, that's something we talked about in my discussions with the trustees. That's what I depend on you folks for, in your areas of expertise. And I want to create the environment, again, that you feel like you can do the research and come up with the new ideas and explore those ideas and bring them to whomever to continue to explore them. We talked at lunch about 5 years ago, the flip camera, video camera, Jim, came out, and it was just the thing to have. Everybody had it. Cisco bought it for $1 gazillion, and now it's off the market. They're not making it anymore because it's been replaced by something nobody knew was going to be around in 5 years. So in addition to trying to forecast that, we have to be in a position to react to that if that's what it takes, to retool what we do. I have a ruler that I've kept for all these years that I got when I was a student here. When I first came to work at Stanley Community College, and it listed, I think, the 8 different programs that the college offered in 1972. Bricklaying, practical nursing was on there, electrical installation and maintenance, TV and radio repair, those types of things. Obviously, those skills are no longer needed and those jobs no longer exist. So we have to be ready and willing to react and to not only react, but be proactive in creating programs here, training opportunities, educational opportunities that are going to meet those needs.